The package ecosystem. Now let's tour all 12 packages in the oastools ecosystem. Understanding what each package does and how they relate to each other is key to getting the most out of the toolkit. We'll start with the foundation layer and work our way up to the higher level tools. Package architecture. Here's how the packages are layered. At the bottom is OAS errors, which provides structured error types used by every other package. Above that is parser, the foundation that every other package depends on. Validator and walker sit on top of parser. Then the transformation packages, converter, fixer, builder, and HTTP validator. At the top are the higher level packages, generator, differ, joiner, and overlay, which often combine multiple lower level operations. The CLI wraps everything into a command line interface. Parse and analyze OAS files. The parser package is the foundation of everything. It handles reading your spec, detecting whether it's JSON or YAML, determining the OAS version, parsing it into a typed document model, and optionally resolving external references. Source maps are a powerful feature. They track the line and column number of every element, so when the validator reports an error, it can tell you exactly where in your file the problem is. Validate specs against their version. The validator checks your spec against the rules of the OAS version it declares. It doesn't just check structure, it performs semantic validation too. For example, it verifies that every ref points to something that exists, that operation IDs are unique, that required properties are listed in the schema properties, and much more. Strict mode adds additional checks beyond the spec requirements. Automatically fix spec issues. The fixer is one of the most practical packages for day-to-day use. How many times have you had a spec from an API gateway or auto generator that has missing path parameters or duplicate operation IDs? The fixer handles all of these automatically. The type inference feature is clever. If a path parameter is named user ID, it infers integer type. Dry run mode lets you preview changes before committing. Convert between OAS versions. The converter handles bidirectional conversion between OAS versions. Going from 2.0 to 3.x is the most common path. It handles consumes/produces becoming request, body content types, security definitions becoming security schemes, host/base path becoming servers. Going from 3.x to 2.0 is lossy by design. Issues are categorized by severity, so you know exactly what to pay attention to. Compare specs and detect breaking changes. The differ is critical for API governance and CI/CD. In simple mode, it reports every semantic difference between two specs. In breaking mode, it categorizes each change by impact. You can use the exit code in CI to gate deployments. If breaking changes are detected, the pipeline fails. Merge multiple OAS documents. The joiner is essential for microservice architectures where each service has its own spec and you need a single combined spec. The big challenge is handling collisions. What happens when two services both define a user schema but with different fields? oastools gives you multiple strategies: accept left, rename, deduplicate, or fail. Apply environment-specific customizations. Overlays solve a common problem. You have one base spec, but need different versions for different environments. Your production spec might have different server URLs, additional security requirements, or stripped internal endpoints. Instead of maintaining multiple copies, you maintain one base spec and overlay files for each environment. Generate Go client and server code. The generator produces idiomatic Go code from your OpenAPI spec. On the client side, you get typed request/response structs, security helpers for OAuth 2, API keys, and bearer tokens. On the server side, you get interfaces, router setup, validation middleware, and request binding. For large APIs, it automatically splits files. Additional packages. The HTTP validator validates live HTTP requests against your spec at runtime, great for integration tests or API gateway middleware. The builder constructs OAS documents programmatically using a fluent API. The walker traverses the document tree with typed handler functions for building custom analyzers or linters. Enterprise-grade error handling. The OAS errors package provides structured error types that integrate with Go's standard. Errors is and errors as functions. This is important for production code. You need to distinguish between a missing file, a path traversal attempt, a reference resolution failure, and a resource limit exceeded. Each error type carries structured fields for programmatic extraction. Common workflow patterns. This diagram shows how the packages compose in typical workflows. Everything starts with the parser. A common pipeline is parse, validate, fix errors, convert to your target version, join with other specs, and generate code. The critical insight is that you parse once and reuse that result everywhere. All 12 packages. Here's the complete reference table. Note that 7 of the 12 packages have CLI commands, and 6 are available in the online tool. The packages without CLI commands HTTP validator, builder, walker, and OAS errors are library only because they're used programmatically in your Go code. Every package has comprehensive Go doc documentation with runnable examples.